Hello, everyone. Welcome to Studio for Happiness. Today we're gonna speak really lovely topic about yoga. What is it, and generally, how can it help to daily life? And let me see. Today actually it's one of those days then when I'm not gonna be alone. The guest, Marina, who is a yoga instructor, and she will share with us. Hello, Marina.
Hello.
Welcome to Studio for Happiness. Let me just check because I think it's my how to make that people can see me properly as well. So
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
trying to adjust myself as well.
because sometimes the Instagram they cut your head half, so I don't want
hmm
this happening. Yeah, let's hope it's kind of okay. Yeah, perfect.
It's okay on my screen. I hope I'm seeing good as well on yours.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. So welcome to Studio for Happiness. Really looking forward to this talk. I think it's for many people really interesting, and particularly for those people who are really putting off the yoga and they think, oh, it's nice, but maybe next day or
Yeah,
like next month. Yeah. So,
yeah.
so for me, it's really interesting, and I think even though I like yoga, but I think at the moment I feel like I really need this boost of motivation. So it's really good.
Yeah, I think it depends on what's on your priority list, and we all know things that make us happy. And for some people, it is something physical. It could be yoga, it could be walk, it could be going for a run. Yoga is just one of the whole huge list
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
some people choose to go to because it's got this kind of spiritual aspect, and a lot of people today are looking for something that is just a little bit more than sport, basically.
Yes. Okay, so I
Yeah.
think people are joining, and I think maybe it's a good idea to introduce that. Yeah, today I'm speaking with Marina, who is yoga instructor, and hopefully after this conversation, you will be a little bit more knowledgeable, let's say, and more motivated maybe to start yoga if you haven't done it yet, or do it more often, and maybe some tricks and tips. So yeah. So I think firstly, maybe I would like to ask, I think you covered a little bit already that yoga is not only just an exercise, but it also has the spiritual bit in it. And so for people who don't know what is yoga is, how could you explain, like in a simple words?
hmm
So, what is it, yoga? Because people imagining that you go do this kind of exercise as called asanas, but what is the purpose of these?
Yes, well, first of all, yoga in Sanskrit means to yoke, I mean to join, to connect. And when we
Hmm.
talk about what are we connecting to, first of all, it's connection to yourself. And then there is the kind
Hmm.
of next layer of philosophical layer of connecting to the universe, to the absolute, to the God,
Hmm.
to whatever works for people. But ultimately, on a mundane everyday level, it's connecting to yourself. It's almost like self therapy.
Hmm.
And through physical asana means pose. um, Through working with your body, you learn to understand yourself better. You you train yourself to kind of stay strong in this tricky physical situation. Well, for example, if you're in a side angle pose, your arm is there, and it is quite hard, even for a yoga teacher, for everyone. If you stay there for a few minutes, it is quite hard. So what it teaches you is to stay strong in this situation, and then hopefully after that, when something happens in your life not related to yoga, you remember that your subconscious mind remembers that that experience that you struggled intentionally, and
Mm-hmm.
in a real life you just find your mind will trigger, all right, okay, I need to reconnect with my breath, I need to calm myself down, I need to, so it just helps you with this kind of self-analysis.
Mm-hmm.
That's in simple terms. Some people don't see yoga that way. Some people just see it as a physical exercise, and then that's fine. But for me
Mm-hmm.
personally, this is how yoga should work on an everyday
Mm.
level.
That's interesting. So you said that it's a like a connection with the surroundings, with the universe, with God, but also connection with yourself. And I think one thing you said it's really related me to the actually psychological approach or consultation, particular
Hmm.
that method that I'm approaching and I love, which is value-based psychology, which that means that everything in life has a purpose. And when the difficulty comes to your life, you should not run away from these difficulties, and but really stay in there for the purpose to understand what's going on, right? Because
Hmm.
if you and you accept this difficulty in your life, so I guess yoga also teaching you, preparing you for the maybe worsen days, and you know that sometimes if you stay in this difficult situation, and very often we're afraid of the future, so we kind of run away.
Yeah.
But if you just stop and stay and say, oh, actually, it's not so bad, and you start to look around and say, oh, actually, it's not bad at all. From this situation, I learned this, and I've kind of became stronger, and now have new opportunities. So I think that is very nice description.
Yes, absolutely. This is one, and for me, it's the main aspect of yoga, where that it teaches you to deal with difficult life situations through working with your physical body. But also, we can add a lot of different things on top. Why and how yoga can help you to stay kind of positive, happy. For example, if you have a really stressful day at work, or
Mm-hmm.
if it is goes on and on and on for months, your nervous system is really agitated. Then you struggle with anxiety, some worry thoughts, all sorts of things. And when you work through with asana, when you do some yoga practice, first of all, it just grounds you. You've got no other choice when you need to think about how to stay up in this tricky asana. Your brain has no other choice how to stay concentrated in the present moment rather than letting your mind fly away thinking about your other problems. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
that's the in simple terms, that's how yoga also can help. And then also we work a lot with breath in yoga. This
Mm-hmm.
is one of, so there is in yoga, there is breath, body, and mind. Breath is one of the key aspects, and when we concentrate, that it helps us to stay in asana. Yeah, so through elongating your exhalation, and on a physical level, that works simply as we are naturally switching on our parasympathetic nervous system mode, which is relax and
Mm-hmm.
digest, even though we're staying in this tricky pose. Yeah, so when we consciously training ourselves to exhale slowly, that really
Mm-hmm.
helps. And then again, yeah, you bring it into your everyday life. When difficulty comes, your brain already kind of knows how to deal with it. But it's a long journey. It doesn't.
Yeah, it came across for me now the thought that because normally we plan, let's say, vacation for or something pleasant or something for your mind or your, let's say, as you say, for mental health, when we kind of on the edge, right? But the way I
Mhm.
understand that if we do yoga regularly, if we set aside time regularly for, let's say, yoga practice or something else, even when you don't feel stressed, but you just, okay, this is time for me now to relax, to calm down. So I guess this could even prevent these anxieties because if you set aside, if not every day, maybe every other day, some time to calm down, to relax, and just be there in a moment. And that's why this combination is kind of, um, if you with the instructor, so it's you can hear, you have to breathe, you have to keep the pose. So like everything kind of really force you to be in that moment, and this
Absolutely,
way
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
to
it's
relax.
almost like, yeah, it also works as a preventative medicine, I would say. Yeah, when you do it on
Mm.
a regular basis, you just keep yourself um, uh, kind of beyond that stress level. It doesn't work all the time though. Sometimes something might happen and you kind of get off the track, but then you know that you've got those mechanisms how to fix it. Could be yoga. Yoga is just a way of meditation. Meditation is very similar. You kind of train your brain to stay focused in the present moment. Yeah. But for meditation, you need to prepare yourself, prepare your mind. Because for a lot of
Mhm.
people, it's much more difficult to just sit there and switch off your brain. Yeah, and yoga is just a little bit kind of, I would say, easier way how to prepare yourself for meditation. So yeah, definitely.
Sure, sure. And there's another interesting thing you said. It's a connection with the universe. So how we connect, how does it work? Like I just do pose and somehow connect. So how does it work?
We
Mm.
we would talk here about the actual meditation, but it is a long process. Uh, you can practice yoga that will train your mind to be able to disconnect from your worry thoughts, from any thoughts.
Mhm.
And then through meditation, you would, if we speak about like real yogis, yeah,
Mhm.
uh, there is a kind of different techniques how to quicken this process, but I wouldn't say that it's impossible, but for that you really need to kind of go and live in Himalayas. But for a lot of people, this this idea, this whole idea that yoga is connected to something like that, something spiritual that potentially can lead you to that state of
Yeah.
samadhi. Yeah, this whole idea is probably attracts a lot of people because they like something, mystic.
Hmm. Oh, so you're saying it's not for regular people. So
No, I honestly I don't think it's possible to achieve that state of complete connection with the universe, if we live in this
okay.
environment.
Okay, so that's I feel better now because I don't need complete. I just need a little bit. So when I
Exactly. Exactly.
but I still like this life, you know, and
Yes.
I'm not ready to go for Himalaya. So like if I'm just a regular person who lives in this world, so through meditation and yoga, the way I understand you, if you focus your mind on something better or good, let's say, there is a way to connect a little bit so that your mind maybe stays still and you can think clearer. And maybe because from my experience, what I can say that it's very different if you uh, do something in the morning or what time you get up. So, for example, if you really prepare for your day, you do some sort of physical activity, like it could be yoga, could be a walk, and then maybe I'll have my meditation. So I'm already so happy to start the day. And even if you meet problems, but you think, oh, it's interesting why this happened, and you resolve it very, very quickly. So I guess at least these kind of simple things that can help, I think, this practice for people to just deal with simple, just daily things what they do a day, I think maybe a little bit more smoother.
Yeah, absolutely. Because through yoga and meditation, well, if you do something physical, you changed your blood composition on a physiological level. There is a in my what I usually teach in my morning classes is the prana vyayama, where you refresh your blood, refresh your lungs. So this is number one. First, straight away,
Mm.
if you've got new fresh oxygenated blood, enough levels of CO2 to maintain the oxygen transfer to the
Mm.
cells in your body, straight away your body feels more fresh. Your brain functions much faster. That's on a
Mm.
physical level. Also, if you go for a run or do some really quite vigorous asana practice, again, you change your hormonal level so that
Mm.
during the day your reactions to stressful situations are already much less sort of
Mm.
explosive. Yeah, you've got this steady mind. That's first of all. Um, Meditation, again, this is a way to switch off your mind from what surrounds you. When we switch off our minds, when we are completely in present moment, where our mind is trained to be able to concentrate on that, even if it's only 10 minutes, that already feel it, they say that 15 minutes of meditation equals to 2 hours of sleep. Yeah.
Mm.
So you feel energized. It's almost like you've just had a little nap. Your brain will function much faster. You will react differently to situations. So it is worth investing your time in these practices to be able to invest that gain energy into your daily life, into your life goals. Yeah.
Mm. That's interesting. And that energy actually, what the way I understand, because the people can live on your own energy and then they get very tired, stressed. But once you do this kind of yoga and meditation, you kind of take this energy from universe. So it's like add on your normal energy, and it clears your mind. And this way,
Mhm.
you kind of drive faster, if you like.
Yes, yes, you could put it this way. I'm not sure a lot of people would understand this whole concept of universe. Yes, but on a subtle level, there are the gross energy level. Gross is our bodies, some of the things that we, but there is also subtle energy it's like the area that surrounds us. And we maintain that subtle energy level through breathing. Yeah, so if
Mhm.
you breathe if your breathing is very shallow and you feel stressed, you lose a lot of energy. If your mind is concentrated on something else, you've got too many thoughts in your head, you lose the energy. It just drains you. Yeah, because your mind gets tired. And when you switch it off for a few minutes, that straight away it gains back, recharges the battery.
Mhm. This is actually this technique in coaching as well. Like if you think that you're stuck with some problem, it's good just to do something completely different. Like if you're trying to fix something, like trying to fix computer and you unsuccessful and say, okay, go eat cake or go have a cup of tea, and then you completely forget about this computer, I guess. And then once your mind is calm, you kind of, as you said, there's no longer this energy draining. So you kind of pick it up again, and then you can see a different kind of reality, and different ideas can come up then.
Yeah, that's how if you think about it, whenever we go on holiday, our mind is not worried about our daily problems. Especially if we go on holiday somewhere in the nature, sea, mountain, beaches, you can come up with a lot of really good ideas.
Yes, because
it's because your mind is just in relaxation mode. It's not overwhelmed by so many thoughts. Similar with yoga and meditation, you just train yourself to be able to come into that mode, not going away. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So, okay, what else I wanted to ask? Okay, can I ask, like many people now, regular people, works from home, and maybe they, including myself, I often work from home. So, and you sit on this computer, and I believe that not maybe everyone, particularly for those people who suddenly had to work from home and they don't have like a very comfortable maybe environment, and then they starting to have some pain on the shoulders or like on the back. What could you advise for them? Is there any like maybe quick assignments they could do, like don't know, like 10 minutes every hour or 5 minutes every hour? What do you think is a good idea to do?
Yeah, because what I've realized that a lot of people started working from home, but they haven't brought some people couldn't bring the proper office chairs and desks, obviously. Yeah, so you had to adjust to what your home environment could offer you. Sometimes it's just a dining table with dining chair, and obviously they are not suitable for sitting all day like that in front of your computer or like that. Yeah, so the common problem for working from home, and just generally, not only but even in the office, is the shoulders and lower back. Lower back is to do with any sitting. We sit a lot nowadays. Yeah, so for the shoulders, it's just simple stretches for the neck and rolling the shoulders, but not fast rolling, but drawing kind of big circles, almost trying to feel the distance between your shoulder blades. Yeah, and likewise, just moving your arms in a big circles backwards. That will help to take off a little bit of pressure from your neck. Yeah. Also, just giving yourself a little neck massage also really helps. For the lower back, that's a bit of a long-term problem, and it's not easily fixable. And it's not only when we start to feel the pains and problems around our pelvis area and legs and knees, but for pretty much everyone who drives a car, who sits a lot, and that's pretty much 99% of the whole population in this world. It's just exercises, simple exercises to walk, not run, but walk. Running can, if you already have some problems, running can just worsen them. Yeah, if you're completely healthy, yes, fair enough, go for a run. But walking is suitable for everyone. But if you already start to feel tightness in your lower back, then you just need to try some Pilates, yoga, go to see physio. There are some really simple exercises for the lower back, but it's just should be done as a regular routine. But walking is the easiest one. Yeah.
Right. Sorry. And in terms, so like these exercises for for shoulders, how long they need to do, or is there any like a repetition? There's a twice a day or
Whenever
10
you feel
minutes?
like it. Any opportunity, it's the more you won't make it worse. The more you
Okay,
do it will only make it better. Yeah.
yes. And
Because
for
in
walking,
our yeah, I was gonna finish something
hmm
saying, because we sit a lot that way, yeah, when we're staring in
hmm
the screen. So that back of the neck gets shortened a lot. This one is stretched up, and that doesn't mean that this kind of is
hmm Ah, something with the connection. hmm Something with connection for me. I'm not sure. hmm hmm I think, do you hear me okay, Marina? Because I think I missed the last part with this somehow connection. It doesn't show. Mhm. Hello, hello. I think yes, there's something wrong with Marina's computer. Let me invite again. On very interesting part. Hello, hello. This was a sort of very interesting part. I kind of could not hear you. What's going on?
I think my internet is acting up again.
Yeah, okay. So I think you were telling when the on the side that
Yes.
the neck from that part, I think it
Yeah.
kind of cut off.
Yeah, so when we
hmm
sit at our desks a lot, we stare in the screen and we tend to shorten the back of the neck and lengthen the front. So the easiest one, which takes only 1 or 2 seconds, is just every now and then just to do that. Yeah, to lengthen the back.
mm
Other than that,
hmm
just every half an hour, try to do a little bit movement in your neck
So,
and roll your
so
shoulders
this,
back.
this,
They are the easiest one.
okay, that's good. And then you said walking for the back. And how much people need to walk, do you think?
That's a good question. The more the better, but I think recommendation 10,000 steps a day is a really good one,
hmm
because I think it's about 50 to an hour minutes walk. So 50
hmm
minutes or 60 minutes. I think that's very good if you have time to do that.
10,000.
Yes,
That's
10,000
good.
steps is a good one.
Okay. I heard some people when they have to pick up a phone, that my friend is doing here, she said, "Oh, you know what? I can walk actually while I'm talking on the phone." So I said, "Oh." So change position, I guess, is also good. Sounds good.
Yes.
Oh, another thing, so speaking of which, like these regular people, so is it for every people, is it every people can do yoga? And if I want to start, maybe I think, oh, but maybe I'm not so elastic and have to do all these fancy things they do. It's like, oh my God, no, it's not for me, probably.
I know this is such a wrong concept that people think that yoga is for flexible people. No, everyone can do yoga, even if you have some problems with your body, even if you're disabled. You just need to find a teacher who teaches yoga appropriate for you. Uh, you can do yoga. Yoga is not about asana. It's only partly about asana. It's about being mindful about your body, your movement, and your breath. When in simple terms, when you rise your arm upwards, you can do it like that, looking somewhere there, thinking about your emails, or you do it on an inhale and you just observe how your arm moves, how the shoulder moves, how the side of your chest stretches, and then in here, when you inhale, you see how this side of your lung increases, how your chest muscle stretches, and it's all about this. Even simple move, it's about connection, your mind, breath, and movement. Yeah, and then this movement can be simply moving the arms, rotating your neck, or it could be the actual yoga asana. Yeah, but yoga is not limited to a pose. Yoga is a movement.
But still, I think many people would like to be more elastic. So I guess that would help, isn't it? The yoga helping this elasticity, because I also heard that elasticity, like for example, your spine elasticity has to do how fast you're aging. If you're very rigid, then maybe you're aging very quickly. So it's good. It's kind of prevention of aging to do some asanas.
Yes. Speaking about, yes, flexibility can be increased, can be gained, but that's not the goal of yoga. It's a side effect. Yeah. The more conscious you are, the more mindful you are when you're doing some stretches, the more conscious, the more present your mind is when you're trying to do some asana, the quicker and the easier you will achieve that state of being more flexible. And yes, you are right that the spine is connected to, the spine is our core, the spine is our kind of, that grounds us, that holds us together. And from my experience, yes, people who are not paying enough attention to moving your spine, flexing, extending, side bending, just a little bit, even on a daily basis, they get more problems. The muscles go tense, and on the mind level, on the mental level, those people tend to be, this type where when you have problems understanding different points of view. So it's not only flexibility in your body, it's flexibility of your mind. Yeah, so those people tend to be less open to different opinions.
So it's the people who I know everything, right?
Yes. Yes, I know everything, I'm always right, and mine is the only way to do that.
Yeah.
And those people are more likely to be less flexible, especially in the spine.
That's interesting. So our mind, it's very, very connected also with our body. That's also interesting. So is that means that if I do practice yoga, so as a side effect, I get, let's say, more flexible body. Is that means that it's also gonna affect my mindset? Maybe I'm gonna be more open as well to different ideas.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Like I said at the beginning, your asana, when you're in the asana, when you're practicing yoga, you're not only training your body and developing your body, you're also training your mind, and it affects how it influences how you see different situations on a daily basis, especially stressful situations when you think, oh, how could that happen? This is the only way out. But no, there are many ways out. You just need to look at a different angle.
Yes, yes. That's very interesting. Yeah. Okay. So you mentioned that anyone really can start, right, yoga? And it depends obviously of the style of the teacher. So what you recommend, and maybe you can also speak about your style. Is it your style that you're teaching is it meant for everyone, or for whom, or how to start, what to do?
Right. Yes. So yoga teacher is like a doctor, a dentist, a hairdresser. You need to try going to a few different classes to understand what you're like the best. Um, my classes, I try to make them more accessible uh, to everyone. Every pose has different modifications depending on the people level, fitness level, their flexibility, their openness in the chest and shoulders. So yes, I try to make my classes accessible, but at the moment they are accessible for average person. Yeah, so if I had a couple of students who tried coming to my classes and they had some knee problems or arthritis and like really serious ones. And for them, I recommended to go and find yoga therapy. Yeah, which is really, really, really kind of slow class where with really basic movements. I'm planning to bring that into my schedule at some point as well, and especially now I'm training for yoga therapist. But yeah, so that's another way. But for an average person, my classes are accessible and available. There could be another level of people who are really really into fitness and flexibility, and they want really vigorous flows. Then my probably wouldn't be enough to them. But I haven't come across a person like that yet in my classes.
Okay, okay. Sounds good. So, so when you say this average, it's basically a regular person. Doesn't matter if you did yoga before, but as long as you don't have serious illnesses or, let's say, issues, is that
Yeah,
kind of correct? Yeah.
yeah.
So you don't need to be specialist or do any training. You just need to have strong desire to come.
Yes, yes. Because
That's
yeah, I try to give simple movements, but they are quite tricky ones. So even for me, because I do together on or online, you have to do, you have to do it together with your students. Um, yeah, simple movements that work a lot because I try to focus on first of all opening up the hips and lower back area because that's the core that defines all the rest in your body. Yeah, so and everyone needs that. So and then around that I build the asanas and sequences. So
so.
yeah.
And why it is important to open this hips and core? Why?
Because our body mass center is based around just an inch or so below our navel, and that's the pelvis area. If our hips are, or lower back, or all these areas, the muscles that surround that area, if they are stiff, that causes a lot of problems in that area. But also, you simply won't be able to do and enjoy simple yoga asanas. So most yoga asanas depend on openness in your hip joints, having strong hips, having strong legs. Simply as that, really. It's about the
Okay,
position of the body mass center.
okay, that's interesting. That's nice. Okay, so what else I wanted to ask? So you mentioned as well that it's helping to tackle also like anxiety and stress and even sleeping disorders.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, because again, you're training yourself to play more with your parasympathetic mode, which is relax and digest. Yeah, through longing your exhalations, you naturally kind of go into that mode. And especially for an evening classes where we finish with 5 or 7 minutes of shavasana, which is almost like yoga nidra, it naturally switches on that mode. And then after that, I even have a lot of people messaging me after that, oh, I slept so well, my headache was gone. So yeah, a lot of people like evening classes because it finishes with relaxation.
I was gonna ask you, so like, is it correct that morning classes is more to prepare for the day, energizing, and the evening class is different because it's kind of help you to relax and to prepare for the bed? Is it
Ideally,
correct?
yes. I try to do it that way because this is more natural. However, a lot of classes today, wherever you go in the studio, evenings are more the busiest classes because everybody wants to have some exercise after work. So you tend to find that evening classes in most yoga studios are quite vigorous and sort of active. Whereas ideally, it should be less. It should be focused on calming you down. We still do some muscle works. We still do that, but I try to build it up so that we do it kind of at the beginning and towards the middle, and then from the middle of the class you try to kind of going into that relaxation mode. And because you do it with this kind of contrast, where you switch on your muscles, switch on your sympathetic nervous system for a bit, then when you try to coming into that relaxation mode, it's your body starts to respond to it much easier, if you see what I mean.
Definitely. I think also what you mentioned is quite interesting that you said that yoga helps digest and relax, and I was wondering, like, so I guess we're not talking only about food, but about emotions and overall, like the state of the person. Because very often, what I find people they just doing lots of activities. So I'm doing this activity, this activity, this activity, but there is no time in between to actually really relax or reflect or maybe even digest information. There is no such a day or hour like, okay, this hour I'm gonna reflect on this and let this information to settle down. You just like, and that's why you get probably quite stressed.
I think it depends a lot on your mental state. Yes, yoga trains you to be in the present moment, and ideally, whenever we're doing something, whenever we are reading, doing some activity, our daily work, we should be fully immersed into that process. Then you will not lose your energy. You will allow your brain to assimilate all that information. If, as it proves to be for a lot of people today, if you're doing your tasks, your work, just thinking about your next task, your next job, because you're overwhelmed with your to-do lists, then yes, then it causes a lot of stress, anxiety, and problems. So yoga teaches how to be present and enjoy and be happy from what you're doing right now, whether it's your work, whether it's something that you don't like. It trains you how to find enjoyment from what you're doing rather than thinking, oh, I need to get this one over so that I can get to the next task and next task and next task. So not living in the future, but living in the present.
That's it's kind of living abundance, if you like,
Yeah.
right? Because you don't need to run after something and chase something that you need to run. Because no, I have this moment that I can live fully, and like life has already given me everything to be happy at this point, and I can be in this moment,
Mm-hmm.
and then next moment will come, and I gonna be full in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So and yes, and if you need to do something today, you will make an effort and you will do it. But the more you're gonna stress that you need to do it, you need to do, it's not helping you to do basically.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
absolutely.
sounds good. Okay, Marina. So, what can you maybe advise people who kind of insecure and they think, no, maybe I could do it, but I don't have time, or because obviously you have
Yeah.
lots of experience with when people come, what they say, why did they come, or how long it takes for people to
For
come, or
yeah, yeah. Well, for my experience, my students who came, they said, well, after the class, they usually say, if especially if it's a first or second class, the typical messages that I receive is that thank you so much, I slept so much better, or my headache was gone, or my body, I feel more open. And I think these are the main things that bring people back.
Mhm,
Yeah, so
mhm.
they see the effect on their body, on their life, first of all. Secondly, yes, if you're kind of a really belong to that category who are really lazy people, it's like, oh, I'm too lazy to go to do some physical
Yeah.
exercises. My advice is just get your ass, book a class, pay for it, pay for the class, because then there's much more chance that you will turn up and try a few times. And if you tried for 2 weeks doing some regular physical activity, and then you still feel like, oh, I don't feel anything, that's not for me, then yes, fair enough. 2 3 weeks, but 2 3 weeks, give it a go. Try regular physical practice and then make this decision, because we all know that it takes 21 days to develop a habit. Yeah.
Mhm.
So likewise with our mind, body, whatever we're doing, just give it give it some time and then make a decision.
Sounds good. I think I also wanted to suggest one way, maybe to agree with the friend. And there is also a
Mm,
study that we don't do for ourselves, but we gonna do for other people, right? Because
mm-hmm.
if you agree with somebody, you don't want to let down that person, right? So you're more likely probably to go if you, and it's more fun because you can share experience after, and there is a topic to speak. So
Yeah,
yes, I think it's also.
definitely, definitely, yes. Especially if you share common interests with your friend, and especially if
Mhm.
you like that whatever activity you agree to, yes, then it will be. It's like watching the same program, like reality show, and afterwards you can share and exchange your experience and
Yes,
thoughts. And
yes.
yes, that definitely works. But also coming to yoga class, or you come to a community, and quite often it
Mm.
happens that people who go there, they form friends, they form a community within themselves. So it's
Mm.
also a good way to find new people, meet new people,
Yeah,
put
Pete,
it this way.
but like meet like-minded people, and
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's always nice to be surrounded with people who do likewise activities, so
Mm-hmm.
you're more likely to do them, because I believe that the people who watch this video, they're gonna feel like, okay, so I got it. It's a good thing to do. There's lovely side effects, even if I'm not very strong yogi, but at least if taking into account just side effects, is I'm already in, I already want this to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess yes, the idea would be to make a decision, maybe find a yoga class, offer to your friend, go together. And wanted to ask you, so where do you teach? How people can find you? And do you do online or offline? Or can you
Yes,
tell us
well,
more?
at the moment, I think it's a no-brainer. It's an online, yes, it's a Zoom
Yeah.
classes. I teach here in my room.
Oh,
Yes, I
nice.
know that they are popping up, starting to open up the studios and stuff. I've literally yesterday been offered to teach live on our kind of temporary uh, setup in Newcastle. But
Hmm.
yes, at the moment, I've got 2 classes a week online, and if anyone wants to to try, you can just message me. That's the easiest one.
So when these
Right.
classes are?
Yes. So my regular classes number one are Tuesday nights, 6:30 till 7:45.
Hmm.
Um, And then at the moment, my other regular class was Saturday mornings, 8
Hmm.
a.m. But at the moment, I sometimes swap it to Friday night. So I've got one class tomorrow, but no Saturday. It's just I've got my training on Saturdays at the moment, on and off. So I kind of need to be
Hmm.
flexible with the group. But my
Hmm.
students are fine with that. So yes, it's either Friday night or Saturday mornings
Perfect.
at the
So
moment.
people who want, they just can basically get text you directly, and you agree how to join
Hmm.
and things like that. That's
Yeah.
perfect. That would be nice. I actually was mentioning because you said online, but here where I live, people already doing classes in a park. So I was wondering maybe you would do something as well, like outdoors, if you like.
Yeah, yeah, I was thinking about it because we've got a nice lawn outside. I just need to kind of put a post on Facebook for local people to
Hmm.
see if anyone would like to join because we've got I live by the next to the beach and there is a fitness lady and she does this hula hoop training and a few times a week and it's so much fun. It's amazing how her group increased since last summer. So she brings the loud music and everybody just have a go. It's
Yeah,
brilliant. Yeah, so I guess yoga would work as well if there is a demand for
I
it.
think so. I think so.
Hmm.
Okay, so I think we're coming to the end. Is there anything else you would like maybe to share or to wish our followers and friends?
I think I would like to wish that don't be put off by this sort of being flexible or being whatever to try yoga. Yoga is for everybody. I mean, everybody. Doesn't matter whether you're overweight or whether you are really stiff, whether you kind of can't reach for your toes. It doesn't really matter. It comes with time. So just don't be put off by your mind, the chatter of your mind. Don't be put off by it and just have a try. And if the first class you've tried for the first time, you don't like it, then again, don't be put off. Try to find another teacher because it could be simply that this yoga style wasn't for you.
Yes, yes, because as you mentioned, the yoga instructor is like a hairdresser or dentist.
Hmm.
So we really, once we find good one, we kind of keep it, right? So,
Yes, yes, you come, it's not, it's the way yoga teacher speaks, presents the sequences that he gives, and generally the energy that that person puts in front of you. And once you stick to it, once you feel that this what you like, then even if you go and try somewhere else, you might
yeah.
come back.
Yeah, I actually always remember the yoga instructor here where I live in Abingdon. I don't
Hmm.
know how old she is because I think maybe she's 70 or 80, but I think she's so amazing because she remember everyone's name and and there's 30 people and she says, Oshra, you need this block or something else. And and sometimes, you have maybe a rainy day or something, and I
Hmm.
think, oh, maybe I cancel this class, but then I'm just thinking, okay, but I cannot cancel on her because like she's so amazing.
Exactly,
And
exactly, yes, exactly. When I started yoga, I think it was mainly well, the first I started yoga was just in a local gym in Riga, and it was all right. It was just a simple hatha yoga. But then I found my teacher, and it was the way he taught. He was really strict, but it drew a lot of people to his classes. Like it was always full. You could find you need to come 20 minutes before the class to find the spot. And it's just the energy that he
mm.
gave. So yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
really
so I
important.
think so I think it's very good advice if you just tried yoga but you didn't like it. Don't think that that's what you know about
Hmm.
yoga. Give it a go. Try new styles, try new teachers, and this way you will find the one that is you really cannot go.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Because there is even yoga for blokes where a male teacher and you come, it's a really, really vigorous class that you really need the push up dog, down dog, like Ashtanga style, and fine. Because at the moment we got well, I wouldn't call it a problem, but we've got most students on the yoga class are females. Yeah, but even if you are a male and you want to just simply stretch yourself after your long runs of cycling, uh, go and look for some yoga for blokes. Yeah, so
That's
there are.
nice
Uh,
tip as well.
mhm.
Or at the moment online, if you do it from your home, you don't need to worry how many people.
Exactly.
Uh,
You can even keep your camera off. Some people do that. Yeah, if you don't
no,
want to
that's
be
good.
seen.
So you're not gonna tell off if people gonna stay with the cameras off.
No, it's
That's
up to
good.
them, really. If the camera is on, I can advise and adjust people if
Hmm.
if I see that they're doing something that can cause an injury. That's the main reason why. But if you're happy to not be seen, it's up to you, really.
I think that is a really nice concept, like to give people choices and to create this kind of atmosphere so people don't feel kind of intimidated. If they had a day where they feel like they don't want to put camera on, they can do this way. Maybe other day they will put on. So it's nice to
Exactly.
have a choice.
Yeah, exactly. And I think online yoga today, a lot of teachers will stick to online because I like it. And because first of all, I do my personal practice, I like doing online. It gives that flexibility. You save on time, you save on traveling. You can do it in your own perfect, comfortable environment. You can choose whether you want to be seen or not. And I think for a lot of people, especially if you're an introvert, you don't like to kind of go out and expose yourself too much, and you've got limited amount of time, then it's online yoga is really, really good way of be flexible in this way.
Yeah, and I think also there's another good aspect that, like for example, you can join in and maybe just do something and maybe watch because I think when you go in a real class, you think, oh my God, I need to do it because
Hmm.
people gonna watch me. I'm not doing it. And I think when you do online, you can take a deep breath and maybe skip one asana and do another one. So build
Absolutely,
up.
yeah, 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 absolutely, absolutely. When we go in a non live classes in a yoga studio, even unintentionally, your mind won't kind of keeps you pushes yourself, your ego talks, you like kind of look around like, oh, her leg is higher, I will never be able to do that, or I would never be do. So when you are surrounded by others, yeah, it can be quite putting off, but online, you're on your own, and it's your practice, really.
Yeah. So there's lots of benefits on online yoga.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Oh, so nice to talk to you. I could talk to you for hours, but I guess
I know we should organize. We should arrange some more lives, maybe on a slightly
yes,
different, more kind of concrete topic next time.
definitely. Let's
Yeah.
do this. I really
Uh-huh.
enjoyed this conversation, and I feel like I need to get going with my yoga practice as well.
Welcome.
So yeah, I did it. I'm signing up already. So
Okay.
remind me, is it Tuesday 6:30 p.m. UK time, and then Friday, what is the same time or?
Yes. Well, tomorrow 6:30. That's the nearest class. Then Tuesday 6:30. After that, I've got Saturday 8 a.m. On Saturdays, I teach breathing, breath work. Saturdays 8 a.m. should be morning yoga should be done on an empty stomach. That's the most beneficial for detoxification, cleansing the body, and
Okay.
activating the blood, refreshing the blood through different breath work.
Super. So first class is tomorrow 6:30 p.m. and then next one is a Monday, and then is a
Tuesday.
Saturday. It's kind of Tuesday. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Tuesday.
And
A
then
Friday, Saturday is kind of alternating, right?
Yes, at the moment. But I would say regular classes are Saturdays because yeah, it's just temporary. This month I switched to Fridays because I had to swap. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, thank you so much, Marina. And
Yeah, thank you.
I think we will put some comments below so everyone can contact you directly and arrange classes.
Yes, definitely. Okay, thanks, Ausra.
Perfect.
It was nice to speak to
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.